Hello and welcome to Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com. It's the PlayOnSports.com pregame show coming to you live from Taft High School in Woodland Hills, California. I'm Brian Vilvin with Connor Hartley on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Tonight's matchup features the visiting Notre Dame Knights against the host Taft Toreadors. Notre Dame of Sherman Oaks from the southern section comes into tonight's game with an overall record of 1-1, while the home team Taft is 0-2. And Connor, when we get started here, one of the big factors on the Notre Dame side, their star running back and two-time track state champion in the 100 and 200 meters, Khalfani Muhammad, out with an injury. He will not be playing in tonight's game, and that means that Chris Colarossi is going to have to step up to the call for the Knights.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to see a big run game out of Colarossi today, and you can probably expect more of a passing offense coming from the Knights tonight. However, Taft's defense hasn't shown too well yet. They've given up 44 and 41 points in their last two games. So this is a chance to redeem themselves with the opposing star out of the game.
Well, we look at both sides here. The Taft Toreadors come in 0-2, looking to get back to their winning ways, facing off against the Notre Dame Knights of the southern section, the Pac-5 league in the southern section, a very tough league over there. The Taft Toreadors from the West Valley League. And Coach Rizzo's got his team ready to play. They're looking to get a big stop here and show that defense is tough, and they've got a good opportunity here against, we talk about a guy who's coming in, maybe hasn't carried the ball as much for the Knights. This might be a good opportunity for that Taft defense. Then when we look at Notre Dame had an awesome trip this last week. They went to Ireland to play a game. They played against a team from Arizona and came out victorious there. So they lost their opening week matchup and then a chance to go on a once-in-a-lifetime trip. They spent 4 days in Ireland and had a football game during the time there, and they were successful, end up winning the game. They come back 1-1. And do you think, Connor, it's got to be tough on the guys to not keep thinking about that Ireland trip and get back to playing football here in Southern California?
Oh, man, it must be tough. They went out, they played the kind of football Ireland's maybe not as used to, but showed the Irish some of the American style of football, but that can only be a positive thing for their team. You come out of a trip like that with a lot of team bonding, your adrenaline's going to be flowing for your game, for your upcoming game. A lot of excitement comes out of something like that.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for tonight's PlayOnSports.com pregame show. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a few minutes. Friday Night Football begins next on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Welcome back to Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com. Coming to you live from Woodland Hills, California, I'm Brian Vilvin with Connor Hartley on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Tonight's matchup features the 1-1 Notre Dame Knights visiting the 0-2 Taft Toreadors, and the Knights of Notre Dame will kick off to begin this contest. They are going left to right with the all-white uniforms, blue numbers, and those beautiful gold helmets. The Taft Toreadors going right to left with the gold pants, also great gold helmets, and red jerseys with gold numbering. Kicking off for the Knights, Lucas Alfonso, the blue chip kicker for Notre Dame. The ball's taken at around the 10-yard line, and there was a little bit of confusion back there. The deep men for the Toreadors, Eddie Narvez, along with Abraham Thomas, and both guys kind of fumbled around with the football, and the Toreadors will start with it around the 10-yard line. 1st and 10. We'll mark it at the 9 for Taft.
Definitely not the way you want to start your game. Unless, of course, you're Notre Dame, then it's a good place to have the Toreadors back on their own 10-yard line.
Anton Hayward will be in the shotgun playing quarterback for the Toreadors. Man in motion right to left. That's Joseph Acosta. Hayward barking out the signals, trying to get the Knights to jump off sides. Nice job by Notre Dame to stay behind the line. And Hayward will take the snap. He's going to go option left. High pitch, but taken by Baldwin. Baldwin makes a man miss and then is wrapped up around the 13-yard line. We'll call it the 14, gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 coming up for Taft.
A little bit of trouble holding on to the football so far for Taft, but they made that play work, even though the pitch was a little bit high.
And so important to get into a good groove early. Hayward and Baldwin, and they put a man in motion. It's going to be Baldwin over the right-hand side, and Baldwin is met in the backfield. Great pursuit by the Notre Dame defense, led by Anthony Gutierrez. And Gutierrez drives the ball carrier Baldwin back behind the line of scrimmage.
Notre Dame not going to let another one slip through the cracks of their defense like last play.
Brings up a big 3rd down, 3rd and 6 yards to go for the Toreadors. Hayward in the shotgun. He's got Baldwin, the lone back, with him. And he's changing the play at the line of scrimmage. The senior Hayward in the shotgun. He'll drop back to pass, looking left, goes right over the middle, and it's dropped. Bright Mazan had that ball in his hands, but it was knocked away nicely by the Notre Dame defense. Kyle Oz there to make the play for the Knights, and it'll bring up a punting situation for the Toreadors. 4th down and 6, and they'll have to punt it away. Jordan Descalo coming out to kick for the Toreadors.
And that was a great play there by Oz. You know, the receiver had the ball in his hands when he made the tackle, forced him to drop it, forced the kick.
Descalo, the kicker and punter. And he cannot get this one away. It's going to be blocked by the Knights, picked up and run into the end zone. Kyle Oz with the touchdown. It looked like a good snap. It was mishandled by the Toreadors, and the Knights were all over it. They sent the house. They get the ball, and Kyle Oz has a touchdown for the Knights. They take a quick 6-0 lead.
If you're Kyle Oz, you've got to be excited right now. Make a great tackle on 3rd down. Pick up a loose ball on 4th down, score a touchdown just moments into the game. And as for Taft, well, they've got to look at their gloves or something, or, you know, wipe some sweat off the ball, or looks slippery out there.
We got the old swinging gate by the Knights here, but it looks like Notre Dame will attempt the extra point. Lucas Alfonso on to kick for Notre Dame. The snap is back, the hold is down. It's a good one by Daniel Kahn. The kick is through the uprights, and the Notre Dame Knights have an early 7-0 lead just a minute and a half into this ball game.
And we could be seeing that momentum that we mentioned earlier coming out of the Ireland trip. Notre Dame certainly looking energetic to start this one, and now Taft is going to get a do-over of what should have been their first drive of the game.
Well, Connor, when we first kicked off here to start the game, the kickoff was a little bit mishandled by the Taft return men. So now they've got an opportunity to redeem themselves. Mizan Bright and Eddie Narvez are deep for the Toreadors, and they've got an opportunity here to get a clean return, get it out into, you know, some good field position here, and give the offense something to work with.
And Taft is going to be hoping they can hold on to it. They had some sort of mishandling of the ball, and every time they've had it, besides 2nd down thus far.
It'll be Lucas Alfonso to do the kicking duties for the Knights. 10:34 to play in the first quarter. Notre Dame 7, Taft 0. The ball's going to be taken by Eddie Narvez right near the goal line. He gets out to about the 15-yard line, where he's met by a host of Notre Dame defenders. And the Knights are all over the place right now.
Great special teams work by Notre Dame. Defense just looks overwhelming at the moment.
So that ball will be out to the 15-yard line. Taft a little better field position than before, 5 yards further up. And Anton Hayward will have his second shot out here in the quarterback position. Notre Dame leading 7-0, have not had an offensive play yet today. Man in motion, right to left. That's Acosta. And Hayward's going to change the play again. Looking to the sideline to get the play from the coaching staff. Chris Rizzo, the head coach of the Taft Toreadors. Hayward in the shotgun. Looking to pass. Looked like we had a little bit of movement there on the right side of the line. It's going to be a false start against Taft, and not the start that you want on the first play of your second drive. Trailing 7-0, and you've got a false start penalty is going to bring up 1st and 15.
It's tough. It's just they didn't get themselves into an ideal position on the kickoff, and now it's been made worse by this false start. 5 more yards to go, and they're back pretty much where they started their first drive at about the 10-yard line.
Hayward's got 2 men in the backfield, Baldwin and Acosta. Puts a man in motion, right to left, back to the right. And the handoff's going to be to Baldwin over the left-hand side, and he's got some space out across the 30-yard line to the 35 and 40, dragged out of bounds near the 45-yard line. They'll give him the 43. What a run by Nashawn Baldwin over the left-hand side, and that's just what the Toreadors ordered.
And, you know, there's nothing wrong with swinging for the fences, I suppose, if that's the result. A couple of possessions where the offense didn't really have their communication and their handling together. And then we see a 35-yard run come almost out of nowhere. Great run by Baldwin. Hopefully, if you're a Taft fan, we'll see a lot more of that today.
Yeah, right up the middle, and then Baldwin found the seam over the left-hand side. Took off near the sideline and picks up big yardage. Hayward in the shotgun. He's got a man in motion. They give it to Bright. Mazon Bright is met in the backfield and driven back. The initial pressure put on by Matthew McNabb, and the blow-away hit by Dion Deau, the linebacker for, lineman, for the Knights.
Bright unable to recreate the same magic that Baldwin found himself in possession of. And now the Toreadors back for second down with a little bit of loss of yards.
Well, they like 15 to go, I think. So far, they've got one play on 15 to go, and they ran it over the left-hand side for 35. So we'll see if they can recreate that magic. Hayward in the shotgun, looking left, dropping back to pass, fires left, and over the head of the intended receiver, Antonio Ochoa. That'll bring up 3rd down and long for Taft. 9:29 to play in the first quarter. The opening moments here from Taft High School in Woodland Hills.
That was a good blitz there by J.J. Muno. Came in just at the last minute, forced the quick throw. Taft receivers maybe not ready for that one.
Hayward in the shotgun. He's got Baldwin as the lone back. Hayward going to roll left, now trying to take it right, and he's going to be driven down in the backfield. In there with the pressure and the sack was Brody Luis. And Luis making his presence felt. It's going to bring up 4th down and 19, and the Toreadors will be forced to punt it away again.
Again, great line play on Notre Dame's side. It was Baldwin against about 5 Knights. And as great as his run was earlier, there's not much a human being can do in that situation.
The snap high, but Descalo does a nice job getting to it, and he boots a beauty, a high spiraling kick taken at about the 20-yard line by J.J. Muno. And Muno is dropped down at about the 35-yard line. Penalty flags flying. And we may have an illegal block here against the Knights. We'll see if the penalty's against Notre Dame or against the Toreadors.
Not a bad return, assuming it's upheld, which it most likely won't be, by Muno. Got his team to the 30-yard line. Not a bad starting position, but we'll see what happens here.
Looking for a call from the officials here. And it is going to be against the Knights. 10-yard penalty against Notre Dame on a hold. Kelly Helinski will lead the Notre Dame offense out on the field. He'll have Chris Colarossi in with him, and Colarossi, the junior, is going to be the premier back with Muhammad out with an injury. Pass over the left-hand side, incomplete, intended for Daniel Kahn, and it's going to bring up second down and 10.
Helinski, the senior quarterback, stands 6'6", and at a height like that, which is practically NFL level quarterback height, easy to see over the defense, a huge advantage at the quarterback position.
Well, the Knights have had pretty dynamite quarterback play for some time. It's a program known for very good quarterback play. And Kelly Helinski now will go from under center, second down and 10 for the Knights. Going to fake the handoff, rolling left, and throwing complete to a receiver, and that's going to be Tony Gutierrez, who takes it out, gets the extra yardage he needs for a first down, barrels forward for 11, and the Knights will have a fresh set of downs.
Good route run there by, Gutierrez. Found himself open, and then sacrificed his body to get the extra yards, get the first down.
Gotta love the tight end screen, and then gotta love when the tight end's got a man between him and the first down yardage, and he barrels that man over. Nice work by the Knights tight end. Helinski under center. He's gonna hand it off to Colarossi, straight up the gut, and Colarossi barrels forward for a pickup of about 7. It'll bring up second down and short for the Knights. 8 minutes to play in the first quarter, 7-0. Notre Dame leading Taft here in the early stages.
And that's a confidence builder right there. Colarossi doesn't get as many touches with Muhammad generally in that running back position. This time, he gets through the defensive line, picks up more than half of the distance to the first down, and he's got to feel good about himself there. Got to feel confident that he is first-team quality.
Shotgun formation, and the handoff's going to go over the right-hand side to Colarossi, who almost lost his footing, but he picks up enough for the first down, 5 yards on the carry. All he needed was 2. He got 5, but almost tripped himself in the backfield.
Yeah, and managed to atone for his error, though. Got this first down all by himself. Those were all of Colarossi's yards. And you know a team's got depth when their second-string running back is coming in and winning first downs on his own.
And he does not look hesitant out there whatsoever. It's nice to have a senior quarterback who you're lining up next to as well, in Kelly Helinski.
Even if you feel a little bit short standing next to him. Colarossi standing only 5'10", 8 inches below his quarterback.
The officials are going to signal for a timeout here. We'll see what the issue is. I don't think either of the teams signaled for a timeout, but the officials want one, so we'll get this all sorted out here. 6 minutes and 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And so far, it's been all Notre Dame. Their defense has looked very solid. This is the first chance the offense has had. Obviously, they've been good on special teams. So right now, the Knights looking good in all 3 phases of the game. And the Toreadors looking to pick up in all 3 phases. It's still early. They've got plenty of opportunity to do so, but they're going to need to get a stop here on defense.
Sometimes as an athlete, you come out maybe a little nervous, maybe a little bit cold. It happens especially if you're playing in front of your home fans for the first or second time. And it takes you a little while to get into a rhythm of the game. It's not always indicative of the way that you'll be playing the rest of the game. So maybe the Toreadors are still finding their footing a little bit, getting their communication right. You can expect that they'll come out towards the end of this first quarter better than they started it.
I think the officials changed the spot. And now it's going to bring up third down and short for Notre Dame instead of picking up that first down. Helinski under center. He's got Colarossi in the backfield. He's going to get the carry, and he's going to have the first down. He gets forward for about 4. Nice job of lead blocking there. Tony Gutierrez, the tight end, jumped into a fullback position, playing a little H-back, and barrels forward, makes a seam, and helps his teammate Colarossi pick up the first down.
Definitely doing a great job, that offensive line, in opening up holes in the Taft defense.
Helinski in the shotgun now. He's got 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. The Toreadors showing blitz, and they do bring the blitz. Nice job picking up the blocker by Colarossi. Helinski firing across the middle, incomplete, intended for Muno. And it's going to bring up second down and long, but nice job stepping in and taking on that blitzing linebacker by Chris Colarossi. Right now, he's doing everything right for the Knights.
Colarossi's done an excellent job thus far. Notre Dame trying to run a Hail Mary there. They sent 4 receivers straight down the field, and it almost worked, even against the blitz.
When you're a quarterback, that's the dream call. All streaks down the field.
So many options, and all of them bountiful.
Helinski's got double tight ends, 2 receivers to the far side, Colarossi in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Colarossi right up the middle. Nice job by the Toreadors defense, stuffing him up front. First one on the hit was Clutch Martinez, and he comes up with a clutch stop to bring up 3rd down and long. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Knights.
That was a big play there for Taft. That's their first real stop that they made. I mean, the play before, Notre Dame didn't pick up any yards, but it was an incomplete pass. Feels good to put a body on somebody, get a good tackle, keep them only to 1 yard.
So it brings up a big 3rd down just inside midfield at the Toreadors' 45-yard line. 3rd and 9 for the Knights. Helinski dropping back to pass, firing across the middle, complete, and a nice tackle. Well done in there. Again, Clutch Martinez, and he's making plays all over the field. He brings down Koa Farmer, and it's going to bring up 4th down and long for the Knights. And this is 4-down territory this side of the field, but they're going to bring out the punting unit and tell Lucas Alfonso to pin the Toreadors back.
And that was good pass defense by the Toreadors. They also got the line in there. Only reason Helinski was able to get a pass off at all was that 6'6" long reach that he has, that height advantage, some long arms, able to get it over the opposing lineman.
The spiraling kick over the right-hand side, and it takes a Notre Dame bounce. And once again, Taft is going to start deep in their own zone. This one down to the 5-yard line. So Taft has had 3 offensive possessions today. The first one started at the 10-yard line. The second one started at the 15-yard line, but was brought back to the 10 before they'd even run a play with a penalty. And now they start at their own 5. So the Notre Dame Knights are winning the field position battle, and they're also winning the battle on the scoreboard right now. That normally translates.
You got to say that Lucas Alonso has been doing an extremely good job for the Knights, getting his defense into great position.
We've got 1st down and 10 for Taft. 4 minutes and 37 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And it's going to be a handoff right up the middle. And once again, finding a nice seam, staying on his feet is Nashawn Baldwin. And he's going to take it out to across the 35-yard line. So another 30-yard pickup. Nashawn Baldwin right now doing everything right for Taft.
Really carrying the team, getting a little bit of Marshawn Lynch beast mode action going in there, breaking tackles, getting himself over to the sideline, space to run in. He's got all their yards.
He's got over 50 yards of rushing, and we're only halfway through the first quarter. Pretty impressive stuff. If they can keep him going, the Toreadors will be in business. Hayward in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, looking right, firing right, across the middle, complete. Nice job, Mazan Bright, and Bright takes it across midfield down to close to the 40-yard line. They'll call it the 42, and it's going to be another Taft 1st down. 2 plays, and they've made up over 50 yards.
Some great work by the offensive line there, protecting the quarterback, giving him time to pick out the perfect option, which is exactly what he did.
Anton Hayward in the shotgun, and that was a beautiful pass by Hayward to Bright. Bright going in motion, now back to the right-hand side. Handoff over the left-hand side, and again, this is Baldwin, but Baldwin is wrapped up. Nice job in the backfield, getting in there and making the tackle, Miguel Ramos for the Knights.
Blocking maybe not quite as good as on the play before. That time for the Toreadors, the Knights able to wrap up Baldwin.
2nd down and 9 to go. Hayward drops back to pass, firing. He's got Bright. Bright makes one-man miss, goes across the line of scrimmage, and pays the price in the center of the field. Got hit by about 4 Notre Dame defenders, but he was able to pick up a couple of yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and a much more manageable about 7 yards here.
Bright doing a good job there to beat a defender, get himself a couple more yards on that play.
And this is a big 3rd down for Taft. They're moving the ball down the field. You can't have the drive stall here. I got to imagine it's probably 4-down territory. for the Toreadors. Hayward drops back to pass, looking across the middle, and the ball is intercepted. I believe they're going to say it was complete. No penalty flags on the field, no signal from the officials, and still awaiting word. First down, Notre Dame. That is an interception by Nick Holland, and Holland with a potentially a momentum changer right back into the Notre Dame side.
Great play there by the senior Holland, getting his body between his man and the ball, picking that one up, reading the pass, getting himself in the right position to snag that with ease.
First down and 10 to go for Notre Dame from their own 30-yard line. Holinsky's going to hand it off, and Colarossi's got some space. He's got 10 yards up the middle, and he'll be brought down at the 44, pickup of 14 on first down for the Knights.
I mean, the way Colarossi's been playing, it's Mohamed who? Colarossi's been picking up the slack, looking like a definite starting caliber player. Haven't seen Mohamed play, but you have to imagine that the Knights are pretty excited about their prospects once he's gone next year with the junior Colarossi starting.
Holinsky's going to fake the handoff to Colarossi and look deep. He's got a man open, and it's complete to Koa Farmer. Farmer's going to take it into the end zone. 56 yards for a touchdown. What a throw by Holinsky after a great play fake, and Farmer wide open, walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
That was great breakaway speed displayed there by Farmer. He had his man thinking he had a chance, and then took it away as soon as he saw it.
56 yards, on the touchdown reception. And the swinging gate again by Notre Dame. They're going to decide whether or not they want to run a two-point conversion or kick the extra point. They will decide to kick. Alfonso will attempt to kick. Sorry about that.
And Notre Dame's making it look easy right now.
Kahn with a good hold. The kick is up and right through the uprights. So the Notre Dame Knights will add to that lead 14-0. Notre Dame leading Taft with 2 minutes and 6 seconds to play in the first quarter. You're listening to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Friday Night Football on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
The Notre Dame Knights leading the Taft Toreadors 14-0. Just over 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. I'm Brian Vilvin with Connor Hartley on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. It's a matchup between the Los Angeles City section and the Southern section. And right now, the Southern section Pac-5 Notre Dame Knights are leading the Taft Toreadors. And kicking it away will be Lucas Alfonso. It's going to be taken near the goal line, but it goes into the end zone for a touchback, which will actually give the Toreadors their best starting field position of the day at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and Toreadors, number 12, Narvaez, almost grabbed that one, used his greater judgment to let it go, get himself a sure 20 yards instead of having to face that intimidating Notre Dame Knights special teams defense.
So the Toreadors will start off 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Again, their starting field position has been the 10, the 15, the 5, and now the 20. So never outside of the 20, but a nice little play-action fake here and a swing to one of the backs. The ball is loose on the field, and it's picked up by Notre Dame. I don't see any penalty flags on the field, and I believe the Knights are going to have another turnover, and they will have this football. 2 offensive plays in a row for Taft and 2 turnovers. That ball was picked up. Trying to see who picked that up. Did you see the number on who made the recovery for the Knights? There were a lot of white jerseys there.
That was number 21, Cameron Page, picking that ball up. Good awareness to be first to the ball. Good reaction speed.
Nice job by the Knights, and now Notre Dame will have great starting field position. A minute 55 to play in the first quarter, and they're already inside the Taft red zone. First and 10 from the 19-yard line.
Looks like Notre Dame might be able to string up a third touchdown before the end of the first quarter.
Helinski fakes the throw. It's a direct snap, and Farmer going around the right-hand side. He's got some space, picks up about 5 on the play.
Farmer looking for his second of the game on that one. Not able to get away that time. Sometimes it can be harder to evade the defense laterally as opposed to vertically.
A nice strong run, though, over the right-hand side. And, you know, a little switching it up by Notre Dame with the direct snap to the wide receiver who was coming across in motion. 2 receivers to either side. 2 backs in the backfield for the Knights, and Helinski in the shotgun. And Helinski's going to hand the ball off. That's Colarossi over the left-hand side. Tries to kick it to the outside and then cuts back across. He's going toward the end zone, into the end zone. Touchdown, Chris Colarossi, 14 yards over the left side, and that was just the extra effort that got him into the end zone. Great run by the junior.
Absolutely. A good early block by number 34, Miguel Ramos, helped open that up. But then it was all Colarossi after that. He dodged several tackles, fought through them in order to get that score.
So Chris Colarossi has answered the call. Alfonso on to attempt the extra point. The hold by Daniel Kahn, and the kick is right down Broadway, 21-0. Notre Dame leading Taft with 1 minute and 38 seconds to play in the first quarter on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Play On Sports is now on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube and youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week. From your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Those social media pages always updating with information about great games going on, not just across Southern California, but all across the country in 16 different markets, 40-plus games per week, plus the teams that are in the school broadcast program. So you've got over 100 games to choose from each week on PlayOnSports.com, and the social media is your place to go to find out about those games. Pretty exciting stuff as the Knights will kick off once again. This one's going to be taken by Eddie Narvez about the 10-yard line. He gets a pass out across the 20 and takes it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So the Toreadors will have the best starting field position that they've had so far today, but they trail 21-0.
Yeah, it's been a tough start for Taft. You can't imagine that kicker Lucas Alfonso thought he'd be out on the field this much so far. Already kicked the ball 7 different times. Excuse me, 8 because of the punt as well. And
he's been getting busy out there for the Knights.
Absolutely.
Anton Hayward in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Baldwin, the lone back, passes it over the right-hand side. Wide receiver screen complete and taken out about 9 yards, close to the 40-yard line. Danavian Clay with the reception for the Toreadors.
It's a good start for Taft on this drive. They had their best return yet.
And look at this lineup for the Toreadors.
Wow.
The center and 1 back, and Notre Dame doing a nice job reacting there. They played that pretty nicely, but the Toreadors come up with the first down. Nice run up there, Hayward, to get the 2 yards that he needed, and they'll move the chains out to the 42-yard line.
It was a good trick play there, sent all their men out wide. The Knights assuming that a pass had to happen, and ended up just being a run down the middle. That's not something I've seen in high school football.
Hayward with the little Statue of Liberty to Baldwin, and Baldwin gets across the 45-yard line. It'll bring up second down and 5 for the Toreadors. They're moving the ball in positive directions. Got to just limit those turnovers if you're Taft.
right now you've got to give some credit to the coaches for coming up with so many creative plays. We've seen a lot of different things to start this game, a lot of stuff that you might try in your Madden 13 matchups, but maybe not in a real-life game.
Well, they've got the chains moving, and they've got second down and short. Hayward dropping back to pass, firing long, and it's intercepted. That was Koa Farmer, and Farmer has just been all over the football field. He's got a receiving touchdown. He's carried the ball as a runner, and now he has an interception to add to it. So Koa Farmer gets the ball right back into the hands of Kelly Holinsky and the Notre Dame offense with 10 seconds to play in the first quarter.
And you hope, if you're Taft, that you don't get scored on another time to end this. But I wouldn't put that past the Knights, the way they've started this game off.
They've definitely got an explosive offense. They're going to have first down and 10 to go from their own 31-yard line. Holinsky under center. And they're going to fake the handoff to Colarossi. They're going for the home run ball. Holinsky steps up to throw, and incomplete just out front of the outstretched arms of Michael Little. And I thought that was going to do it for the quarter, but the incomplete pass will stop the clock. 3.6 seconds left, and that ball just out of the reach of the receiver Little.
I'm a little surprised that Holinsky chose to throw the ball there. Or Holinsky, excuse me. It looked like he had a few other receivers who may have had more separation from their men, but I mean, ultimately it would have worked as it was had the pass been a little bit shorter.
The Notre Dame offense looking very explosive here in the early goings of this battle. Holinsky now in the shotgun, puts a man in motion right to left, and he's going to fire it to Farmer. Farmer with a little shake and bake, stays on his feet, gets across the first down marker and picks up 15 yards. He looked dead to rights in the backfield, and somehow he skirted forward for a pickup of 15, a first down, and the final play of the first quarter. Pretty impressive game so far by Farmer, and it's only quarter one.
Absolutely. Quick 21-0 lead for Notre Dame, and their fans' arms must be getting tired, and the bench players, they have a habit of chanting out how many points the team has after every score and fist bumping while they do it. And they've had to do it several times already.
Folks, after one quarter of play, it was a very high-scoring quarter for the Notre Dame Knights. They lead it 21-0 on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
And PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoffs and championship events in sports, all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
Brian Vilvin and Connor Hartley bringing you the call live from Taft High School in Woodland Hills, California. It's a battle between the Southern section and the Los Angeles City section, and right now that Southern section team, the Knights of Notre Dame from Sherman Oaks, are playing extremely well. They hand it off to Colarossi up the middle, and he's going to be dragged down after a pickup of about 2. Nice job there by the Toreadors defense. In on the tackle, Abraham Thomas, along with a couple other Toreadors, so nice little stop there for the Toreador defense.
Yeah, good job by the defense, and Toreadors hoping that switching sides of the field can maybe help bring them some better luck this quarter after a slow start in the first quarter.
Well, we were wondering about the Notre Dame offense, trying to find a way to replace the yardage from Kalfani Muhammad, and the offense has not missed a beat here. Kelly Holinsky dropping back to pass. He's scrambling now. He's going to have to run it over the left-hand side. He's got the first down, takes on the defender, and picks up about 20 on the run. Normally you think a quarterback's going to slide there, but instead he lowered the shoulder and delivered a big blow.
Big play by a big quarterback. I mean, a 6'6", 225. Holinsky certainly not undersized. Of course, most quarterbacks, for health purposes, do go down there instead of taking the hit. Holinsky said, I think I can handle this one.
And you talk about a bonding experience that the Notre Dame team had on their trip to Ireland this last week. When you see your quarterback lower his shoulder like that, that brings the team together as well. Holinsky's going to hand it off to Colarossi over the right-hand side. Nice cutback in the lane and close to a first down. Colarossi doing just a great job finding the cutback lane there on a sweep to the right. And he's going to be very close to that first down marker.
They're finding a lot of holes in the Taft 4-3 that the Toreadors are putting out.
The officials originally signaled second down, but now it's going to be a first down and 10 for Notre Dame. First and 10. Holinsky under center, hands it off to Colarossi. Colarossi makes one man miss and skirts forward for a pickup of about 3. So it'll bring up second down and 7 for the Notre Dame offense.
And once again, another good play by the Knights. This time they're building a little more steadily than in the past. Haven't gone for any Hail Marys since the first play of this drive. Taking their time building through the running game. Even the quarterback getting in on some of that running.
And we'll see if they keep it on the ground here or go to the air. It looks like they're going to go to the air. Play action fake. Nice throw across his body, complete to the receiver. And that is Muno. And Muno's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown. He got a great block at the end by Colarossi, who never gave up on the play. And J.J. Muno with a touchdown for Notre Dame. They take a 4-touchdown lead.
Notre Dame really winning all the open field battles thus far. Players in the open field, they're breaking tackles against Toreador players. They're getting the extra block. They've really dominated when space is available.
Touchdown reception for Muno, and they will attempt the extra point, and a new kicker on, Jackson Kuntz, to kick the extra point. And it's right down the middle for Notre Dame. They lead 28-0 with 9 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the second quarter on your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
Seems that Alfonso maybe got a little bit tired there. Already had all his kicks. Gonna share some of the action with fellow kicker Jackson Kuntz.
Like you said, he'd been on the field too much today. So now in the second quarter, it's Kuntz who gets a chance to come out there and try his hand at an extra point. Now he's going to kick off for Notre Dame. 28-0, Notre Dame picking up where they left off last week. An impressive victory in Ireland for the Knights after a tough loss to start the season. So Notre Dame looking to continue their winning ways here. And for Taft, it's still early enough that they're not out of this game. They're doing some nice things on offense, but the turnovers are really hurting the Toreadors on the offensive side of the ball.
They've got, I believe, 5 turnovers already in this game, and that's what's killing them.
Big kickoff by Kuntz out of the back of the end zone. So we've got a couple of guys on the Notre Dame side that can boom the football, and they're doing a nice job of it here tonight.
Always a tough situation there for Kuntz, who's the same year as Alfonso. If you get stuck into a rut sometimes, it's hard to get out of that, get some more time on the field, but Kuntz is finding his way out there today against the Toreadors, and looks like he's taking advantage of that.
Nice to have competition in all the positions, even the kicker competition here for the Notre Dame Knights of Sherman Oaks. Anton Hayward will look to keep the offense moving in a positive direction. They've moved the ball nicely their last couple of drives, but the turnovers have really hurt. Nice screen to the back. That's Baldwin. Baldwin picks up some yardage over the right-hand side, and he's hit hard.
Baldwin's definitely been the go-to guy thus far for the Toreadors, picking up over half of their yardage, excuse me.
Nick Holland was in there on the tackle. Holland has been flying all over the field for the defense here. Hayward barking out the signals. Notre Dame doing a nice job staying on side here when the Toreadors switch the play at the line of scrimmage.
Not intimidated by the band or the crowd noise from the Toreador side.
Dropping back to passes. Hayward trying to get away from the defenders, and he's going to be dropped down for a big loss. A couple of Knights got in there to begin with, and then finally Hayward was dropped down by 6 or 7 Notre Dame players. So the entire defense swarming after the quarterback, and the Toreadors lose 10 on the play. It's going to bring up third down And deep, we'll call it 3rd down and 15 for the Taft Toreadors.
Floodgates opened up there. A lot of Notre Dame Knights in on that tackle.
Hayward dropping back to pass, rolling to the right, firing across the middle, and it's intercepted. And J.J. Muno still on his feet. Muno with a touchdown and an interception. His teammate Koa Farmer with a touchdown and interception. These guys playing both ways and making big plays on both sides of the football.
And it's just hard to play against this Notre Dame defense. You start with, can you contain their line? Once you contain their line, can you pass it through their cornerbacks? And you can do one, but you got to do both, and it's very hard to against this defense that Notre Dame is putting out.
So the Notre Dame Knights are winning the turnover battle. They're winning the starting field position battle, and they're winning the battle on the scoreboard right now. Pass over the right-hand side, and it's complete. But catching the ball and falling immediately is Daniel Kahn. Kahn thought he had some open space, but lost his footing. This natural grass surface, we've seen a number of the players out there lose their footing. That kind of happens when it gets a little bit moist in a 7 o'clock kickoff. So we'll see if that becomes a factor a little bit later on here. But so far, nothing has slowed down the offense for the Knights of Notre Dame.
No, absolutely not. The Knights have been just unstoppable, looking like a college team out there.
Handoff up the middle, and Colarossi making a man miss. Nice little juke move at about the 5-yard marker, but there is a penalty flag. It's going to be a hold on the Knights. So Notre Dame will, instead of marching forward 10 yards, they'll march backwards 10 yards, and will replay 2nd down.
Finally a break in favor of the Toreadors. They found themselves on tough luck thus far this game.
Well, let's see if they can translate that into continued success here, see if they can't cause a turnover of their own. The Toreadors, they finally see Notre Dame moving backwards in that direction, and their defense has got to have a little bit of a lift on that. 2nd down and extremely long for Notre Dame, and if you're Taft, you've got to try to take advantage of this and maybe force a turnover, get your offense some good field position.
And it's still, like we were mentioning earlier, still not too late for the Toreadors. They just got to turn it around in front of their home fans.
Holinsky with the play action has all day to throw, and he fires complete. Caught by Kyle Barrett, and Barrett's going to have a 1st down. Big pickup. 17 yards on the hookup between Holinsky and Barrett.
It's hard to say what to do if you're the Toreadors. The Knights have so many good options. They have the great run game from Colarossi. Holinsky's shown us that he can run with the ball. He's also done a good job completing passes. They have so many good receivers out there. It's hard to say what exactly you should be focusing on.
And excuse me, I called that a 1st down. It's actually 3rd down and 2 as the ball was moved back after the original spot. Handoff over the right-hand side, Colarossi, and he's going to have 5 yards and a 1st down for Notre Dame.
Well done there by Colarossi, picking up the necessary yardage, getting it done. First team scoring, getting 1st downs, playing solid defense on the other end.
The Knights are in the red zone here. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. And they're going to hand it off Colarossi again. And Colarossi is going to be near the end zone. Fights for the yardage. And he was close. I still haven't seen a signal from the officials, but it's going to be extremely close. It was 1st down and 10 from the 11, and he got a 1st down, but he's not in the end zone. So he's right about the half-a-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Knights. 5 minutes and 43 seconds left to play in the 2nd quarter.
And you can expect they'll probably give it back to Colarossi, as efficient as he's been. I believe he's been tackled for a loss of yards only once thus far this game.
And you want to give him the ball. They've got the big fella in there blocking for him. Tony Gutierrez lined up at fullback. After a good run like that, you want to give the ball to Colarossi here, and they do just that. And Chris Colarossi's near the end zone. Still no signal from the officials. And there is a penalty flag, so that one is against Taft. So Notre Dame will take the half-yard penalty and repeat first down and goal, this time from about a foot away.
And the Toreadors doing all they can to stop Notre Dame, but when Colorasi's running like he is today, it's not a whole lot you can do.
So you think they hand it off to Kolarossi again here? Or are we going to see a Kelly Helinski fake handoff and then just walk it into the end zone on his own here on the short side of the field? Two receivers to either side. Kolarossi in the backfield behind Gutierrez. The hand is going to be to Kolarossi. We've got another penalty flag. No signal from the officials except for a penalty. The official on the near side is signaling touchdown, but we've got the penalty flag on the field, and we've got an injured Knight out on the field as well.
That injury looks like it's to number 67, Isaiah Nahara, limping off the field. Football players are a tough breed, though. I would imagine we'll see him back out there. Looks like it's just a foot or ankle injury.
That was a personal foul against Taft, so the touchdown will stand. And Kolarossi on the 1-yard touchdown scamper picks up his second score of the game.
Definitely a great way to make an impression on the coaches. Show that he does deserve to be getting minutes, even in the presence of Muhammad.
The extra point is up and buried through the uprights. So nice job coming in and taking advantage of his opportunity by Jackson Kuntz. And the Notre Dame Knights lead the Taft Toreadors 35-0 with 4:55 to play in the second quarter. It's been all Notre Dame from Taft High School on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Brian Bilvin and Connor Hartley bringing you the action here. The Knights of Notre Dame will kick off once again. They lead it 35-0.
We've certainly seen that Ireland bonding come out. It's Notre Dame really taking full control of this game in all facets, offensively, defensively, special teams. The chemistry has looked good, especially the defensive communication. They've been picking off everything.
And the 15 yards will be enforced on the kickoff. So Kuntz will kick this one off from the opponent's 45-yard line. Got to imagine this one's going through the end zone, potentially through the uprights. You talked about that bonding there, Connor, as Kuntz kicks off. And he will kick it right through the uprights. Big leg.
And that's your bench player. That's your second string. This Notre Dame team, certainly impressive.
Very deep, very impressive. And yeah, you talked about the bonding after a tough opening season loss against Crespi. That's probably the perfect thing for them, to go on a trip out of the country, experience something that most kids never get the opportunity to do, come together as a team, and after a victory out there against Hamilton from Arizona, you're back to your winning ways. You come back to Southern California, and you come over here and you just do the right thing on offense, defense, and special teams. Notre Dame clicking on all cylinders as we got a handoff up the middle from Hayward to Baldwin. Baldwin dragging some defenders, gets 2 yards on the carry. It'll bring second down and long for the Toreadors.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with Notre Dame. I used to play a little bit of soccer myself. Remember one of my club teams took a trip out to Las Vegas, bonded over the course of that, and went on to have a great and successful season.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Hayward in the shotgun. He's got Baldwin with him. He's also got Joseph Acosta. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. No tight ends for the Toreadors. Handoff, left side, Baldwin, and Baldwin is smashed. Great defensive play, nice close on the ball. Anthony Gutierrez for the Knights. That was a big, big hit.
Yep, great defending there for the Knights.
And 3 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the first half. It's been all Notre Dame so far. Taft trying to get The offense going here. Hayward in the shotgun, dropping back to pass, and it's incomplete, which will bring up 4th down. That ball intended for Joseph Acosta, and we'll see the punt team for the Toreadors once again.
On the bright side for Taft, they didn't give this one away through an interception.
They had turned the ball over on 4 of their last 5 possessions. So it's a tough start to the game for the Toreadors, but they've got plenty of time to improve here in this contest.
Yeah, still got the entire second half.
Jordan Descalo, a premier kicker and punter for the Toreadors, will be back to punt it away. And he gets this one off cleanly. It's going to bounce around the 50 and take a Taft bounce out of bounds across to the 40-yard line, where Notre Dame will start off 1st and 10 from their own 40.
Some of the worst field position that Notre Dame has had thus far on offense this game. They've usually been getting the ball inside of the Taft half of the field.
I believe this is the 2nd worst starting field position for Notre Dame, and so far Taft would be foaming at the mouth for this type of field position if they had this opportunity. The 40-yard line, come on.
It's been an embarrassment of riches thus far for Notre Dame.
And Helinski will once again be in the shotgun. He's got Chris Colarossi. Colarosi's white uniform is pretty brown right now because he's been all over the place. Helinski, he'll want to have that one back, as he had Michael Little on the swing pass, threw it just in front of the receiver, and Little unable to come up with it.
Just the 3rd incompletion for Notre Dame this game.
That's a pretty impressive stat with the way they've been throwing the ball down the field.
Absolutely.
And Connor, you look out, it's a beautiful Friday night here in Woodland Hills. The weather is just great. The atmosphere is fun. Both teams have those great gold helmets. That's my favorite color helmet in football, and we've got it on both sides of the field. So this is football heaven here in Los Angeles.
Great place to be. I'm assuming then you'll be watching the UW Huskies take on LSU. See some more gold helmets out there tomorrow morning.
We'll see about it. Lots of gold. Pac-12 competition. Colarossi over the left-hand side. Nice pickup, but there's a penalty flag on the field. It's going to be a hold against Notre Dame, so again, the Knights will march backwards. And although Notre Dame's been doing pretty much everything right here, on the last couple of drives, they've had some penalties that have pushed them back, and it's always a coaching moment. So if you're Kevin Rooney and the Notre Dame Knights, you know, although you're up 35-0, these are the things that you're going to harp on at halftime, and these are the things that you're going to be showing in the video. And we can't be having these holding penalties and the things that you need to, you know, be crisp and work on in the practice week. Even though you're up 35-0, there's still things to improve.
It's definitely a sense of complacency out there that's looking like it's leading to these penalties being given up.
Helinski with the play action, looking long, being pressured, firing it down the field, and it's complete. Koa Farmer once again into the end zone, touchdown. 65 yards on the pass and catch. Beautiful play action by Helinski, and once again Farmer wide open down the field. Helinski had to throw that ball about 50 yards in the air for the score.
Man, and Farmer has been burning Taft's secondary out there. Pass game has been just as effective as the run game thus far. Receivers are beating their men and getting open and down the end lines, down the sidelines, excuse me.
And Kuntz will put the extra point into orbit as it goes through the uprights and about 100 yards up in the air. 42-0. The Notre Dame Knights leading the Taft Toreadors on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Brian Vilvin and Connor Hartley coming to you live from Taft High School in Woodland Hills, California. The Toreadors trailing the Knights of Notre Dame, Sherman Oaks, 42-0. And Taft just looking for something positive to take into the half here. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to play before the half. And once again, Kuntz will kick the ball into the end zone. So the Toreadors will start off 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
And if you're a Taft fan, you have to hope you can at least get on the board here in the first half, or at least not give up another one. You don't want to be down 49.
If you're Coach Chris Rizzo, you got to talk to your guys. This is a great opportunity. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. They've got all 3 timeouts here in the first half. It's a chance to do the 2-minute drill. And although you're trailing on the scoreboard, this is always a moment to get better. These are things that they practice. And let's see if they can't get something going. March the ball down the field 80 yards for a score of their own.
They'll probably need a special slalom from Baldwin in order to achieve that.
And Baldwin has had some beautiful runs. Let's see if he gets the handoff here. Hayward will give it to Baldwin, and Baldwin has got a little bit of space, makes a spin, and picks up 4 or 5 yards.
That was a decent effort by Baldwin. We've seen him run for 35 and 30 already this half, so we know that he can put up maybe a little bit more than that, but good start to the drive.
Hayward barking out the calls. Now they look over to the sideline. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the half. 2nd down and 6 yards to go for the Toreadors. Hayward looking to pass, rolling right. Now he's going to run it himself, and he's wrapped up, but after a gain of about 3 yards, it'll bring up 3rd down and a very manageable 3 for the Toreadors.
Good job by defensive end number 22, Bryce Hammond, getting out there for the tackle.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 2, 1 minute 43 seconds left to play in the first half. 42-0, Notre Dame on top of Taft. Anton Hayward in the shotgun. Barking out the signals. Now they look over to Rizzo. Rizzo puts the call in. The 2 tailbacks switch sides. Baldwin and Acosta. Acosta to the right, Baldwin to the left. And Hayward's going to run the option to the left-hand side. He pitches it to Baldwin. Baldwin's got a blocker. He's got space, and he's got the 1st down. And he goes out of bounds, so the clock will stop. Nice job there by the senior tandem of Hayward to Baldwin, running the option for a 1st down over the left-hand side.
The Toreadors are starting to work out some of the kinks. We saw the same play in the very beginning of the game. Almost went over Baldwin's head. That pitch a little bit better blocking, good running by Baldwin. Leads to a 1st down.
Joseph Samuels into the game at the receiver position. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. 45 seconds left to play in the half. Hayward's got to hurry here. Gets the snap, shotgun, drops back to pass, firing left-hand side, incomplete. Looked like Mazan Bright might have lost his footing there on the far side.
Along with that, it looked like a little bit of miscommunication. Bright was headed infield, and the pass was headed to the sideline. Ends up not going to anyone.
35 seconds left to play in the 2nd quarter. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Baldwin the lone back with Hayward. Hayward gets the call. And he'll drop back to pass. Looking left all the way, firing deep over the left-hand side, and it's going to be intercepted once again. That is Koa Farmer. Farmer with his 2nd interception. He's looking to try to take this one to the house, gets it across the 40, down to the 30. He's got a blocker at the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown! Notre Dame with another score. Koa Farmer picked it off and returned it 70 yards for the score. Unbelievable.
Wow. What a pick 6 there by Koa Farmer. And, you know, it looked like the Toreadors said, you know what, it's the end of the half. We're going to go for it. What could happen? We're going to throw it deep. And even if they pick it off, they won't be in good field position. Farmer grabbed it, said, I can do this. Started running down the right sideline, didn't see any space, looped all the way around to the left, faster than anyone else on the field, and got all the way into the end zone. Wow.
That was impressive, as is the extra point. High and down the middle. 49-0. The Notre Dame Knights lead the Taft Toreadors, and that will be the last play of the first half. A dramatic last play. Koa Farmer doing everything right, and the Notre Dame Knights lead it 49-0. Folks, that's the end of the first half of play, with the Knights of Notre Dame leading the Taft Toreadors by a score of 49-0. We'll be back in a few moments with the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Don't go anywhere. It's Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Coming to you from Taft High School in Woodland Hills, California. I'm Brian Vilvin alongside Connor Hartley. Our halftime score is the Notre Dame Knights leading the Taft Toreadors by a score of 49-0. And this first half was a great display in all aspects of the game by Notre Dame, but one player that stood out above the rest, Koa Farmer, with a couple of touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 offensive touchdowns. One of the interceptions, he returned 70 yards for a score, so he's got 3 touchdowns on the game for Notre Dame, and he seems like he's everywhere on that field.
Farmer looks like he's on another level compared to everyone else, teammates, opponents alike. Especially on that very last one where he picked it over on the right sideline, ran all the way back to the left to get the touchdown.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive when you can have multiple interceptions and then play to close out the half like that. Everybody's already saying his name. We've said his name a bunch of times in the broadcast. The crowd is buzzing about him. And then on the last play of the half, you return an interception 70 yards for a score. That's a pretty impressive half by Farmer. We will go over the scoring there in the first half. It started on the first possession of the game for the Toreadors of Taft. They had to punt the ball, and the punt was blocked. Kyle Oz rushed it into the end zone, so a block punt for a score on a turnover for Notre Dame. They went up 7-0, and then Koa Farmer with a 56-yard touchdown reception off of the right arm of Kelly Helinski. That made the score 14-0 for the Knights. Then it was Chris Colarossi, who's having a dynamite game from the running back position for the Knights. 14-yard touchdown run to make it 21-0. Then J.J. Muno with a 25-yard reception to make it 28-0. Then in the second quarter, it was Chris Colarossi on a 1-yard scamper to make it 35-0. Then we saw Koa Farmer take over again, this time a 65-yard bomb, and Helinski threw that ball about 50 yards in the air. And then on the last play of the first half, Koa Farmer with an interception returns it 70 yards for another score. And that's how we got to this 49-0 score. Notre Dame all over Taft here in the first half. But if you're the Toreadors and Coach Chris Rizzo, what are you thinking at halftime here? You've got to come back and try to get some positives on both sides of the ball.
Well, the biggest thing for me is you can't turn the ball over as much as the Toreadors have done so far. You've got to take a little bit better care of the ball. And I would expect the turnover rate to go down a lot in the second half. We've seen some really good things from Nashawn Baldwin, the running back. He's found some pockets of space. He's run for close to 100 yards already. I would expect him to be a big part of the second half.
And Anton Hayward doing a nice job in the quarterback position. You said Baldwin. We've seen Baldwin break off a couple, one for 35, another for 30 yards. So they got to get him going on the offensive side as well. But if you're Taft, you've got this opportunity to come back out in the second half and not give up. Have your offense out on the field. You talked about winning the turnover battle, but start in better field position. So that comes from making stops on the defensive end. It takes an entire team effort to make it click, and that's what the Toreadors have got to start doing here in the second half. Well, folks, that's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Friday Night Football will return in just a few moments with the start of the second half, right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. watching PlayOnSports.com's presentation of Friday Night Football live from Woodland Hills, California. I'm Brian Vilvin with Connor Hartley. The Notre Dame Knights lead the Taft Toreadors 49-0 as we get ready to start the second half of action. And to start the second half, it will be the Taft Toreadors kicking off to the Knights of Notre Dame. And Jordan Descalo, the senior kicker for the Toreadors, trying to get his team pumped up as we get ready for the second half of action. They're all set. The kick is up, and we are underway in the second half. That one nearly splits the uprights. Big boom from Jordan Descalo, the senior, and the Notre Dame Knights will start off 1st and 10 from their own 20, their worst starting field position of the night.
And that was the first kick we've seen by Descalo. Have to say I was impressed. Had a lot of distance on that one. Also, he was wearing 2 different cleats.
Gotta like the orange, bright orange trim on one of those cleats there by Descalo. Just underway here in the second half. Notre Dame will start off on offense, and we have a change at quarterback. It's going to be Tyler Helinski, the sophomore younger brother of Kelly Helinski, and it's going to be a pitch out to the left-hand side. Chris Colarossi with a first down. He picks up almost 16 yards on first down, so Colarossi gets right back to where he left off in the first half.
Good start there by Notre Dame. Can't ask for a lot more than a 16-yard run to begin the second half.
And Tyler Helinski, the younger brother of Kelly Helinski, and just a sophomore, but 6'4". And now he's getting an opportunity to get out there and play in the football game.
They make those Helinskis big.
They sure do. They don't shy away from growing up to be big, tall guys who play quarterback for Notre Dame.
Absolutely not.
And I think we've got some blood on the field, so we're going to have to get a offensive substitution here. So Riley Lynch will jump onto the field for the Knights. Knights coached by Kevin Rooney, and so far they've done everything right. Tyler Helinski in the shotgun, looking to throw to the right-hand side. It's complete. Nice job staying on his feet was Daniel Kahn. And we've seen Kahn close to the ground all game long, but somehow he keeps his footing and scampers forward for a first down.
Well worked there by Kahn. Getting the field maybe playing a part in that one. Kahn not able to stay upright the entire way there.
Helinski will be under center. Tony Gutierrez in at fullback, and Chris Colarossi, the lone back behind him, 2 receivers to the far side. Play action fake, rolling left, and making a defender miss, but then falling on the ground. And we're going to have a personal foul against the Toreadors. Nice defensive play by Maurice Lewis, but when the quarterback goes down, he's automatically down. And he got back up, and Lewis hit him. I think Lewis might have been confused there because he got a little bit turned around right when Helinski hit the ground. And then by the time he gets up, the quarterback's on his feet. Of course you're going to hit him.
That's definitely a reasonable conclusion to draw. If I were Lucas, I mean, you have to make the safe play, right? As a defensive player, you can't
that's what I would think. The way his body was contorted, I don't think he realized that the quarterback had ever hit the ground. So that's a tough break. I think if it's going to be a personal foul, it's got to be a first down. Instead, it's going to be 2nd down and 3. Helinski will drop back to pass, looking over the right-hand side and nearly completing it off the hands of the tight end, Aaron Hagler. And we're going to have a penalty on the Knights. But Hagler, he'd want to have that one back.
Yeah, haven't seen a lot of drop passes thus far by Notre Dame on the offensive or defensive ends. But in this case, Hagler unable to hold on to the ball.
8 minutes and 34 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. And that's a big penalty against Notre Dame. Marches them all the way back to their own 35-yard line. To get a first down, they've got to get all the way to the Taft 43. So we've got an eternity to go here.
Exciting for the Toreadors, who have a good chance to pick up the ball in decent field position now.
Second down and very long. They hand it off to Colarossi, and Colarossi picks up about 6 yards.
And they were just looking for a little bit of Colarossi magic. See if he could pick up all those yards needed.
Jose Berrigan in on the tackle for the Toreadors. Third down and close to 20 yards to go for the Notre Dame offense. We'll call it third down and 17. Helinski dropping back to pass. He's got it complete. That's Michael Little. Michael Little getting close to the first down and driven out of bounds. We've got a late hit is going to be the call against the Toreadors. A couple of the Notre Dame players on the bench took the brunt of that hit. And the receiver Little got close to first down yardage. I don't think he was going to have the first down, but after the penalty, I think it's going to be 15 yards in Notre Dame's favor, and they'll have first down and 10.
That's too bad there for the Toreadors. They really had them that time. Looked like they were going to get the ball back. Looked like they were going to force Notre Dame to kick. Instead, Notre Dame back in an attacking area into the Toreadors' half. In good position to potentially score on this drive.
All the way down to the 32-yard line. You've got to be impressed by the sophomore Tyler Helinski. He looks so calm out there. I mean, he sees his brother do it all the time, but now he's out there doing it himself. Nice handoff over the left-hand side. Colarossi, we're going to have a hold there. Tons of flags on the field. Colarossi takes it into the end zone, but there's a lot of laundry on the field. I got to imagine this one's coming back.
Yep. And I would say that some of the Toreadors probably gave up there when they saw the yellow flags drop on the field.
And it is going to be a hold against Notre Dame, so no touchdown run by Colarossi. The fancy footwork still happened, but it's going to be erased in the record books. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul is going to bring up second down and 22 yards to go for the Notre Dame offense.
There's been a lot of penalties thus far in this third quarter, slowing down the rhythm of the game. Neither team really able to get in much. We're halfway through the third quarter already we're only on our second overall drive.
Tyler Helinski under center, two receivers to either side. Handoff over the right-hand side, and a nice move. Brendan Barrett gets the handoff and pushes forward for a pickup of about 6. Just over 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 49-0 Notre Dame leading Taft on just a beautiful night here in the Los Angeles area. Couldn't ask for a better night for football.
Great weather. Got to be like 55 degrees out here right now.
Helinski looking to throw. He takes a big hit but gets off a beauty. That's Little on the far sideline. Nice play by Michael Little. He's got a number of receptions. He's Tyler Helinski's favorite target. Nice job by the sophomore staying in there, taking a big hit and completing the pass for big yardage over the left-hand side and another Notre Dame first down.
Despite the contact, kept his head up and spotted a receiver out on the far sideline. Good awareness there.
First down and 10 to go from the 11. Tyler Helinski under center. Hands it off right up the middle. And again, that's Brendan Barrett. Barrett with a pickup of 4 yards. It'll bring up second down and 6 for Notre Dame's offense. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. And this quarter is moving.
Looks like Barrett is picking up where Colarossi left off, taking over the majority of his minutes.
Second and 6. Again, Brendan Barrett, the lone back in the backfield. It'll be Tyler Helinski in the shotgun. One receiver to the near side, that's Little, man in motion. And a handoff to Darian Bryant. And Bryant is going to pick up about 5 yards. He'll be just short of the first down marker down to the 2-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 from the 2. So 1 yard gets you a first down, 2 yards gets you 6 points. And we'll see what the Notre Dame offense decides to do here on 3rd and short. 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter, leading 49-0.
Again, no Colarossi to pick up some automatic yards, but looks like Bryant and Barrett, the double Bs in the backfield, have been doing pretty well, although they're going to be held back by this false start.
False start, 5-yard penalty. Yeah, they had the big fella, Tony Gutierrez, lined up in the fullback position, and we know he likes to open up holes. 5-yard penalty will bring him back to the 7-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 6 from 7 yards out. We'll see if that changes the option of what they want to do here.
Maybe more willing to throw the ball this time, air it out instead of pounding it on the ground, but the run game's been so effective thus far for Notre Dame, I still wouldn't be surprised if they just ram this one in.
Barrett in the backfield. Helinski at quarterback. They're going to fake the handoff. Helinski's rolling left, firing, complete to the tight end, into the end zone. Touchdown. Aaron Hagler catches that one, and he's got a score. The Notre Dame offense drives it 80 yards down the field, and it ends with Tyler Helinski hooking up with Aaron Hagler for a 7-yard score, and the Knights lead it 55-0.
And it looks like the Toreadors were thinking the same way I was. They're probably just going to run it again, Notre Dame. And they end up with the fake and the successful throw and run in.
The extra point by Kuntz is good. And the Notre Dame offense picks up right where they left off. Very impressive 80-yard drive with a sophomore at the helm. Nice job, Tyler Helinski, and he looked a lot like his brother out there making plays.
Yes, he did. Looks like Notre Dame is well positioned for next year when Kelly Helinski moves on.
56-0. Just under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. The Toreadors will get the ball back. And so far, Taft has not had an offensive possession here in the 2nd half. That was an 11-minute drive by the Notre Dame offense. And that's a great way to get started from where they were in the 1st half. They end the 1st half on a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown, and they start the 2nd half with a full quarter drive and 7 more points. Kuntz will kick this one. It's returnable. Picked up about the 5-yard line by Narvez. Narvez takes it out across the 20, about to the 25-yard line. And Eddie Narvez doing a nice pickup there. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 25. That will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So when the Taft offense takes over, their first possession of the 2nd half, and it'll start with the beginning of the 4th quarter.
I don't think the clock stopped a single time throughout that 3rd quarter. That was a 12-minute quarter. That was like almost like a soccer.
Real time,
style.
The clock was flying, and the quarter flew by. So as we begin the 4th quarter of play, it is the Notre Dame Knights from Sherman Oaks and the southern section of Pac-5 school leading the Taft Toreadors from the West Valley League in the Los Angeles City section 56-0. But the Toreadors will start 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Nashawn Baldwin in the backfield with Anton Hayward. Excuse me, that is Jose Barrigan in the backfield. And Hayward's going to call his own number, takes it up the middle. Nice little move, and he gets 5 yards up the middle.
Good, tricky little play. Quick thinking there by Hayward to recognize a gap in the defense and get himself a couple of yards.
Charlie Coons in on the tackle for the Knights. Anton Hayward gets the call in from Coach Rizzo. No Nashawn Baldwin in the backfield for the Toreadors.
big loss there. Baldwin was their most explosive player of the first half, but here comes
Hayward once again, and he takes a shot this time, but he's going to pick up 4 yards. He's going to be close to that first down marker. Anton Hayward having some success when he calls his own number right up the chute.
That one maybe a little more reactive than the first one. First one looked like it was premeditated. This time, took what the defense gave him.
The official signal for the first down. So the yard marker said third down, but instead the officials say it's first down. We've been tricked by that a couple of times this evening, but doing a great job on that one. First down and 10. Hayward's going to hand it off. Nice move right up the middle. Berrigan burying his way through the Notre Dame defense. Pickup of about 4. And excuse me, that was not Berrigan. That was Abraham Thomas. And Thomas picks up close to 5 yards. It'll be second down and 5 for the Toreadors.
Even without Baldwin, the Toreadors showing a good run game. It's been their biggest weapon thus far. They're maybe a little worried to air it out now after all those interceptions in the first half.
Connor, you talked about it. They've been able to move the ball on the ground. They've just turned it over when they put the ball up in the air. Handoff right up the middle. Nice run. Cut back by Joseph Acosta. We've seen Acosta go in motion and start in the backfield a number of times. But that time he gets the call and he picks up 4 yards. Third down and 2 to go for the Toreadors. And they're going to go back to that. When it's third down and short, they go to this offensive set with a center, a quarterback, and a running back, and everybody else out of the frame. This time they're going to throw it out of that, and they throw it to Acosta. He's got the first down. Both times they've run that offensive set, they've gotten a first down.
I like that formation. Throws the defense off. They don't really know what to do against it. Do you rush? Does that open up holes in the middle of the field? What are you going to do?
Well, they've had success with that both times they've tried it here. So I think the Taft Toreadors are onto something here. Anton Hayward in the shotgun. 9 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Shotgun formation, two backs in the backfield. The handoff's going to go to Thomas, and Thomas is gang tackled right about midfield. And on the stop for the Knights, Jerome Cahayon. Second down and long for the Toreadors. Abraham Thomas in the backfield. He's the lone back with Anton Hayward. 8.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Man in motion. That's Bright. They're going to fake the handoff to Bright, and instead Hayward's going to keep it. Hayward's still on his feet, chugging forward, picks up enough for the first down. Great job by Anton Hayward. He was hit about 3 yards from the first down marker, kept those feet moving, and he picks up the first down for the Toreadors.
And he had a great little hop there. A couple of the Knights defensive players were low on the ground on their knees, looking to trip him up. Hopped right over him, kept on running.
First down and 10 to go, 7.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Hayward calling out the play, puts a man in motion. And the handoff is going to go to Acosta, and Acosta is met by a host of defenders for Notre Dame. The man leading the charge up front was Jeffrey Estrada for Notre Dame. No gain on the play for Taft.
It's the least successful thus far of Taft's plays this drive. They've been doing a great job thus far.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Hayward in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the far side. They're going to run the option. Pitches it to Thomas. Thomas has a head of steam, stays on his feet, picks up about 8 yards, and a cloud of dust there. Got some dirt moving on the field, and a big hit. It's going to bring up third down and short for the Toreadors, but a nice pickup by Abraham Thomas, the junior.
Thomas really got going there, but sometimes as fast as you're running, it's easier to lose your bounce. He almost lost the ball in that situation, but managed to hang on to it.
Third down and short. 6.5 minutes to play in the contest. Hayward's got Thomas as the lone back with him. He puts Bright in motion. Fake the handoff and run the option to Bright. He's got the first down and more. Still on his feet. Dragged across the 30-yard line down to close to the 25. And the Toreadors are in business. 1st and 10.
It's a good play. They're looking like they're headed towards their first score of the game.
And we've got Mazon Bright is hobbling a little bit, but he's staying out there. He's a tough guy. And he knows they've been calling his number, and he's got to make a play for his team. 5:50 to play in the 4th quarter. And we've got a bunched backfield here by the Toreadors, a new set that we haven't seen yet. And they're going to hand it off to Acosta. Acosta moving forward. He's going to be gang tackled about the 21, 22-yard line. But after a pickup of about 5. So 2nd down and a manageable 5 for the Toreadors. And their offense has looked very solid here on their only drive of the 2nd half.
Shifty move there by the big man Acosta, working his way around some tackles. And then threw a few more.
Now dotting the T is Mazon Bright in that backfield. They're going to run the option to Bright. And it looks like Hayward's going to keep it himself. Hayward around the corner to the 10. Cuts back out of bounds about the 5-yard line. 1st down for the Toreadors, and they've got 1st and goal.
And Hayward showing off some Vic-esque, Usain Bolt-esque running abilities there.
He saw that end zone. He wanted to get in. Now he's got 1st down and goal from about the 6-yard line. 4:40 to play in the contest. And when they've gone to this T set, they've had some success. Hayward's got Acosta, the man behind him. And they're going to do an inside handoff to Thomas. Thomas trudging forward, getting close to the goal line, and he's going to be stopped just short. Nice tackle there by Notre Dame to keep him out of the end zone. I think the touchdown-saving tackle was made by Trent Cobbs, and Cobbs is going to come off the field, but nice job to keep Thomas out of the end zone. Now we've got 2nd down and goal from the 1 for the Toreadors. I got to imagine Hayward's just going to keep this one himself right up the gut.
You got to think so, the way he's been running this drive.
And instead it's a handoff to Acosta, and Joseph Acosta's near the end zone. No signal from the officials, and it's a turnover. Notre Dame's football.
Even at 56-0, still a heartbreaking moment there for the Toreadors.
And just when it looked like the Toreadors were going to get on the board, the Knights of Notre Dame make a goal line stop, force another turnover, and that's been the name of the game. Taft has been crippled by turnovers, and this time they turn it over on the goal line, looking for their 1st score of the game. Heartbreaking.
That's tough. It's really tough because you're a Toreador fan. You're going to have at least something to hold on to, like, they've done really well this drive, and they still have that at least, but just a tough play there, and Notre Dame's probably just going to run this one out. The Toreadors unlikely to get on the score sheet.
So we've got a timeout on the field. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the 4th quarter. It's Notre Dame 56, Taft nothing on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
And make sure to stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Our player of the game will have a live interview with that player. It'll be one of the players from the Notre Dame Knights, and there's a number of guys on the list that could be potential players of the game. I think an early leader is Koa Farmer with what he's done getting into the end zone on offense and on defense. Pretty stout performance by the Notre Dame receiver and defensive back.
Absolutely, he's done everything this game.
Looks like we might have a false start here against the Knights. A lot of movement early. Looked like the center might have just forgotten to snap the ball at the count. So 1st down and 10 from the 1-yard line will become 1st down and 10.5 from the half-yard line. Bunch formation here as Notre Dame just wants to get it out of the shadow of the goal line. Tyler Helinski still in at quarterback. And he's going to hand it off over the left-hand side and just getting it outside of the end zone, out to about the 2-yard line is the running back. That was Brendan Barrett again. So Barrett getting some nice work here, along with Tyler Helinski, and these guys are doing a nice job for the Notre Dame offense.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of the future right now. Some Taft players for down the road. Will be stars in a couple of years. Excuse me, Notre Dame players.
Just under 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. And we have another penalty against Notre Dame. It's going to be a procedure penalty, so another half the distance to the goal penalty, a 1-yard penalty. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 1. Tyler Helinski is going to hand it off left-hand side. And a huge hit as Brendan Barrett was just drilled. Great defensive play by the Toreadors. I think that was Jordan Robinson coming up and making just a massive, massive hit on the Notre Dame running back.
And Jose Berrigan got on in on that as well. Big hit there, though, by the Toreadors.
Just over a minute to play in the contest, and it's 3rd down and 5 for Notre Dame. Handoff over the right-hand side, Darian Bryant, and Bryant's going to be dragged down at the line of scrimmage. A nice play on the far side, on the defensive side of the ball by Abraham Thomas. So Thomas making plays on offense and making plays on defense. And we're going to have to see the punt team here for Notre Dame. Actually looks like they might go for it here on 4th down and 3.
I don't see a kicker, so
40 seconds left in the game. And the Knights are going to test what they do on 4th down. 30 seconds and counting. And we've got the jumbo package in for the Notre Dame Knights. They've got Alex Engelman in at fullback. And we're not going to have another play. So the Notre Dame Knights will win this one 56-0 as the scoreboard counts down to 0. An impressive showing on offense, defense, and special teams by the Notre Dame Knights. Folks, sorry about that. We had a little unplug there on the wire, but we're back. Just wanted to let you know, we want to invite you to stay tuned to playonsports.com for our post-game coverage. We'll wrap up all the action in our post-game show, and we'll have an interview with our player of the game. That's coming up in just a few moments. Once again, the Notre Dame Knights have defeated the Taft Toreadors 56-0 on Friday Night Football on playonsports.com, your destination for high school sports. Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. We're working on getting an interview with our player of the game, Koa Farmer of the Notre Dame Knights. And Koa had an evening to remember. The junior receiver and defensive back had just a marvelous game on offense and on defense. Farmer with 3 touchdowns total on the game. He had 2 receiving touchdowns, one of 56 yards, one of 65 yards, and then an interception return for a touchdown, 70 yards to end the first half of play. So we hope you'll stay with us on the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. We'll have a live interview with that player of the game, Koa Farmer. That's coming up next on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Friday Night Football. I'm standing here with our player of the game, Koa Farmer of the Notre Dame Knights, a 56-0 winner over the Taft Toreadors. And Koa, 3 touchdowns on the game, 2 of them as a receiver, 1 of them on a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown. Talk a little bit about what was going through your mind on that interception to end the second half.
I knew it was going to be a pass, so all I had to do was just read the play. When I saw that ball in the air, I just aggressively just went to the ball and got it at the highest point. And when I caught the ball, I was just trying to score. And when I broke across that middle, I felt like I was a state champ in track. And then just ran down the sideline and just pushed it through all the way to the end zone.
Well, you had a first half to remember, 2 receiving touchdowns, 1 of 56 yards, 1 of 65 yards. What was going through your mind when you're sprinting down the field pretty much wide open on both of those touchdown passes? You see that ball in the air. What's going through your head?
Catch the ball. Just catch the ball and secure the ball and get in the end zone.
Well, you guys had a tough loss in the first week of the season, and then last week you guys went on the trip of a lifetime over to Ireland, spending 4 days over there. What was that trip like? What was the highlight of that experience for you?
It's Europe. It's the first time I've been to Europe, and it was a really great experience. That game really amped us to play this game and really come out and do work on this field. So it was a really great experience. I had a lot of fun, and our teammates did too.
You guys come up with a win over there to even your record. What did that do for you guys in terms of coming together as a team and using it as a bonding experience? What did that do for you guys coming into this week?
We're all really close, and we do those things normal. But to be in Europe and away from our parents, it's really great when we're just with our teammates. We're like brothers, so it was a really good experience for each other.
Well, congratulations once again to Koa Farmer, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, in a 56-0 victory over Taft tonight. Koa Farmer, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Don't go anywhere. The postgame show will continue in just a moment on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Welcome back to Woodland Hills, California, and the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. I'm Brian Vilvin alongside Connor Hartley, and we just saw the Notre Dame Knights defeat the Taft Toreadors by a final score of 56-0. And on a night when it was all Notre Dame, that first half was dominated by Koa Farmer, our player of the game.
Wow. What can you say? We had the interview with him. He broke it down for us. Just catch the ball. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was everywhere. He was the big figure in this game.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you just take for granted. You see a guy sprinting wide open down the field, and that might be the toughest time to catch a ball when you're expected to. And Koa Farmer didn't shy down from the challenge at all. 3 touchdowns to add to his team's 56 points, but just an impressive overall showing on offense, defense, and special teams. They had a special teams touchdown to get things started. They had offensive touchdowns by 3 different players, and they had a defensive touchdown. So they scored on all sides of the ball, and they just played well in all aspects of the game. A great game by Kelly Helinski, the senior quarterback and leader of this Notre Dame offense. They did it all without Kalfani Muhammad. Chris Colarasi stepped in and had a magnificent game, the junior running back. Just the entire offense clicking for Notre Dame.
Doing everything right. You know, the run game was unstoppable. The pass game was unstoppable. The defense especially was on point tonight.
And the Taft Toreadors, they did a lot of things right tonight. They ran the ball very well. They just had a lot of problems in the passing game. They turned the ball over way too many times. Then in the second half, they put together their best drive of the game, and again, they turned it over on the goal line. So a lot of the mistakes that they made can be fixed, and they've got a long season to go, and the Toreadors have a chance to get it back going. They've had a lot of positives in that second half, things that they can think about and try to implement next week as they try to get back to their winning ways.
There's just a lot of small mistakes on Taft's end. There were handling mistakes, you know, underthrown passes, a lot of small things that turned out to be big things and that added up. But like you said, those are things that can get fixed, and that's what the Toreadors are going to have to go into practice this week thinking about.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up from Taft High School, where the Notre Dame Knights defeated the Taft Toreadors 56-0. We'd like to thank you for joining PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Friday Night Football from Woodland Hills, California. Be sure to check PlayOnSports.com for information and links to all of our upcoming broadcasts. For our producer, Dylan Sognalian, our videographer, Lauren Mash, our assistant, Joey Weinberg, and my partner, Connor Hartley, I'm Brian Vilvin saying so long, and we hope you'll join us next Friday night on your destination for high school sports and Friday night football, PlayOnSports.com.